Hello, I'm Patty Simpson with Simpson Math. Let's look at bar charts or bar graphs. Bar charts and bar graphs show qualitative data and they show the frequency in each category. So this is another type of frequency display. Let's do a couple of examples and make a couple of bar charts or bar graphs. 80 visitors to a local community college were given a choice of 4 gifts. 40 of the visitors chose a t-shirt, 20 chose a coffee mug, 10 chose a water bottle, and 10 chose bumper sticker. We're going to make a bar graph to represent this data. When we make a bar graph, what we do is we have 2 axes. We have a vertical axis and we have a horizontal axis. Typically, on the vertical axis, we put our frequencies, or the number in each category. In this case, it's our number of gifts. This number of gifts is just our frequency. Then, on the horizontal axis, we have our different categories. In this case, our categories are t-shirts. Just going to label those down here. T-shirts, coffee mugs, and these are just the categories, that qualitative data. Water bottles, and bumper stickers. So down here I have all the different types of gifts, and here I have my frequency, the number of those gifts that each were chosen. All good displays have labels, just as we have put here on the axis. All good displays also have titles to let our readers know at a glance what our display is showing, what data that's showing. So in this case, our graph is showing the gifts chosen at the community college. So now to make a bar graph, what we're going to do is we're going to literally draw bars. And we're going to draw those bars up to the height, to the frequency of what was chosen. So in this case, I need 40 t-shirts. So I need my frequencies, 40 is my largest number. I need my frequencies to make it up to that number 40. So I need to count by something along this vertical axis so that I make it up to that number 40. Maybe I count by 1s if I have enough room, or I count by 2s, or 5s, or 10s, but whatever I count by, it needs to be a consistent measure. So once I decide I'm going to count by 2s or 5s, I need to count by that all the way through. So we're going to count, 5, 10, 15, 20. I can't do this. I can't go 5, 10, 40. Don't skip like that. It's got to be consistent all the way. And your frequencies should always start at 0. It's really important with those frequencies to start down at 0. So here I'm going to start at 0 and I'll just count by 5s. So 5. Notice here that I'm going to make this the same distance each time. So just like I talked about, it needs to be a consistent measure that I'm counting by. Each one of these, if this distance is 5, the next one, 5 spaces should still have that same distance. And the next one should have that same distance all the way up. So I'm just going to put the same distance on each one, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I have a little bit further I need to go. 35, 40. Then I'm going to draw a bar above my t-shirts that reaches all the way up to 40. So I'm going to draw a bar here that reaches up to 40. Now what this bar represents is that data 40 people that chose t-shirts or 40 t-shirts that were given away. That's what that bar represents, is inside of here are 40 t-shirts that were given away. Now, the coffee cups, so this bar literally shows the frequency, the number of gifts that were given away. Then the coffee mugs, there were 20 given away. So this bar needs to go up to that level of 20. Now, I want my bars to also be a consistent measure. So however wide I made this bar, I need to make that bar the same width so that my bars look the same. I'm not distorting it in any way by making one bar big and one bar little. These need to be consistent, just like this distance needs to be consistent. So now I'm going to draw those lines down so that they're the same width as the one beside it. Then the water bottles are 10, so I need to make it go up to that 10 spot. And again, that same width so that I have a bar that goes up to 10 and is the same width as before. And then last but not least, another 10 for the bumper sticker. And again, that bumper sticker needs to be this same width. And rulers would be great so that my distances in between the bars and all were the same. So there is a bar graph that shows frequency. So our bar graph shows frequency and it shows qualitative data. There's one example. Let's do one more. Let's do this example. I recently purchased a bag of plain M&Ms. The M&Ms were in 6 different colors. A quick count showed there were 50 M&Ms, 17 brown, 18 red, 5 yellow, 5 green, 2 blue, and 3 orange. So the same idea. I'm going to again have a vertical axis that starts at 0. I'm going to have a horizontal axis where I show my bars, my categories. So go ahead and redraw that. And my title is going to change. But here on my my vertical axis, I'm again going to have that frequency. These are going to be the frequencies. It's going to be the number of M&Ms that were in the bag of each color. So my largest number this time is 18. So I need to count by something to make it to 18. Maybe I count by 2s this time. So I got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. I need one more of those distances, 18. Again, consistent measure in between. It's consistent distance each time. This represents 2. Well, this also represents 2, that same one. Label, number of M&Ms. So that my reader knows what that axis represents. It's the number, the frequency of those in the bag. Then along the horizontal axis, I'm going to put my categories. In this case, my categories, my data is color, and that the different colors are the variables. So brown is one color, red is another color, yellow is another color, green, blue, and last but not least is orange. Then I'm going to do the same thing where I draw my bar. My bar needs to be the same width each time. So if I decide it's going to be that wide, then it needs to be that wide in each one of those spots. I'm just going to put down that width all the way across so I know how wide to make it. And then I go up to whatever number. So 17 brown. So I'm going to show that there are 17 browns. I'm halfway in between my 16 and my 17. And this would be much better with a ruler so that I have straighter lines. There's my brown. My red goes up to 18. 18. And my yellow is 5. So again, in between the 4 and the 6 is going to be my 5. Color these in just to make them a little bit different from the white around it. The green is also 5. So these two should be exactly the same height and width since they represent the same amount. This bar just represents 5 yellow M&Ms. Picture 5 yellow M&Ms there. Picture 5 green M&Ms. That's what each of those bars represents. 2 blue. So 2 blue. And then last but not least, 3 orange. Goes up halfway in between there, 3 orange. And then good graphs have labels. So these are the colors. This is the frequency or the number of M&Ms. And then good displays also have titles to let my readers know at a glance what it is, what the data represents. Colors of M&Ms in a bag. So bar graphs shows the frequency, the number within each of our categories, and it shows qualitative data. Math Made Simple, it's Simpson Math. Thanks for watching.